Okay, here's a nice little diagram that I love. It summarizes every part of the menstrual cycle. Right here, if we notice the menstrual cycle is broken down into 28 days, right? If you look at day 1 through day 14, we have the follicular phase, which I have written for you in the other diagram, right? Which hormone dominates? Primarily FSH, because it's called the follicular phase, so follicle stimulating hormone will dominate, right? And notice it's starting to go up, right? Follicle stimulating hormone is going to stimulate this ovarian follicle to grow in size. And what happens next, right? Remember when follicle stimulating hormone, remember in this diagram, follicle stimulating hormone binds onto the ovarian follicle, that's going to cause those follicular cells to release estrogen. Notice over here in the follicular phase, estrogen is dominating. A quick thing about estrogen. Estrogen is a class of hormones. Estradiol falls underneath that category of estrogens. So notice over here, whenever you hear estrogen, estrogen is just a class of hormones, right? It includes estradiol, estriol, and estrione, right? And what does estrogen do? Well, estrogen establishes the uterine lining. Notice how this uterine lining is established. It is established. It is getting thicker, right? Right before ovulation, right? What is driving ovulation here is that LH surge. This is something you do need to know. LH surge is causing ovulation, right? And notice LH is still, even though LH is going down in the luteal phase, it is still the dominant hormone. It's not shown that well in this diagram. I apologize for that. But notice the FSH levels are going down, and LH is the dominating hormone in the luteal phase, right? What is LH doing? Well, LH is actually going to bind onto a follicular cell inside the corpus luteum. Again, LH is a luteinizing hormone, which is dominant during the luteal phase, which binds onto an a follicular cell in the corpus luteum, right? And notice when LH is bound, it's going to cause the release of progesterone. Notice how progesterone is very high in the luteal phase. Let's go back to this diagram over here. LH binds onto the corpus luteum, onto an LH receptor of the follicle cells, and that's going to cause the release of progesterone, right? Remember, a cell, any cell can have many receptor sites, right? It depends on which hormone binds onto it, will show its action. And also notice, since we have a lot of progesterone here, right? Notice we have this progesterone here. Well, what's going to happen to body temperature? Body temperature is going up, right? And we're going to talk more about the rest of